Welcome to this JV soccer matchup against Benedictine out on Jacobs Field today. We're about to get started for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Should be a good game today. This will be probably one of our last home games of the season during the day because, as you can see over here, we're getting some nice field lights installed.
The varsity soccer team is currently at Trinity. Hopefully we win that. Right now, the varsity soccer team's #1 in the state. So
Yeah,
hoping to maintain that.
great season for a varsity soccer team. They're out at Trinity, like Harris said. They previously beat Benedictine, so this should be some tough pressure on JV against the cadets today. See them huddling up over there.
The clock will be counting up. The clock, though, on the field will be counting down. St. Chris about to kick off here.
Yep. Very promising talent on this JV team right here. Exciting game today.
That's number 9, Lucas Gornier, which gets passed to Max Mumford, and then to Matthew Noble, but that will get kicked out of bounds. Or go out of bounds on the Saints. Benedictine ball.
Benedictine on the ball now. We'll have a countdown clock for today's game. Let's see. Ball's back in possession for St. Chris.
As you might see, we got some construction in this George note earlier. We're going to be having 6 lights between the baseball field and the soccer field, which will be great. We may not have a ton of game center lights this year for soccer and football. Hopefully we'll have quite a few, and we're aiming for homecoming.
Yeah, this for football this season's looking probably to have their homecoming game under the lights. We have everything installed out on the varsity field. Just have to wait for that electrical to be put in.
Yep.
But certainly next season, stay tuned for the schedule because I'm sure we'll have plenty of late night games. Should be very exciting.
Benedictine has the ball. They're playing aggressive, but that will be knocked out of bounds by the Saints.
Also, along with that light installation, we should have a new camera system to make streams look even better. You can see Norfolk pulling up for the 7th grade game right now.
Yep. That's Gardner Kaufman. Kick out there. And Max Mumford, number 11. So he will.
There's Lucas.
St. Chris trying to make a push there, and that will get taken back by St. Chris. Knocked in towards Matthew Noble. Fortunately, Benedictine defense will be on him before he can make anything out of that play. St. Chris will maintain possession. Benedictine throwing.
Being pretty aggressive with the ball today.
Yep.
Gonna have some good defense.
This JV team has absolutely dominated some teams, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens here, especially a second go-around against opponents, whether the opponents will have maybe gotten past some of the opening season issues, or whether they've better adjusted to St. Chris strategy. But
Keep on pushing through this season.
Yep.
We had a tough loss against we had some tough losses this season, but
I remember
really,
Episcopal, I think, was the first
yeah,
loss, 4-5 at Episcopal.
Yeah, that was a very tough loss for them. Long bus ride back home for them, but they pushed through.
Came back with, I believe, a 10-1 lead. Was either the next game or the game before that. I do not remember the order, unfortunately. St. Chris here with the ball.
But so far they maintain, push through this season. Let's see all that skill that they built up throughout the season in this game today.
St. Chris with the ball.
Some strong freshmen on this team, you can see.
I believe there's also 4 freshmen on the varsity roster. Which also would be interesting to see how that games go, because I believe last time we played Trinity, the freshmen were all out on the bonding trip. And that will get past to Lucas Gornier, who's passing on the inside. The keeper will get that. Pretty aggressive by the keeper there, though. It will pay off for him.
Aggressive slide right there by the keeper.
We, unfortunately, do not have any rosters with us, so.
Yeah, there's no roster sent to us by the coach, so.
Bear with us.
We're sorry about that.
We will maybe try to get some.
Still look to have the best viewer experience for you guys. So we'll strive the hardest to make this as good of a stream as possible, but sometimes things just don't go as they're planned.
Yep. Stay tuned. We will be traveling to Fuma tomorrow for varsity football. St. Chris team will be, SID will be going up there. I know I'm going up there. Wright's going up there. Edison's going up there.
I won't be able to make it.
Yeah. So.
But it should be an exciting game.
Yeah.
St. Chris varsity football is at a 3-1 record right now. Had a tough loss to Benedictine last weekend, but
heartbreaking turn of events in the fourth quarter.
We're hoping to improve from that experience and do our best this game.
Yep. Just some other score updates throughout the week. Bulldog football beat Collegiate 36-6 at Collegiate yesterday. JV football came back to win from a 8-7 deficit to a 24-8 final score.
See Matthew Noble's just pushing that ball and got kicked out though, unfortunately.
I believe that will be Saints ball still.
Yep. Jack Rickards has the kick.
Throwing.
Or a throw, my bad.
It's fine. Lucas going near here.
Really pushing it in.
And that is a shot, and it is just wide.
Over.
Benedictine hoping to not let any more of those shots in. St. Chris, we're going to keep pushing for that. Now the whole St. Chris soccer program is run rather regularly and tightly, so that should hopefully be seen both on this level and as we get to the varsity level. You see that as well, someone on the 8th grade level, the 6th grade level too. St. Chris will be able to take that around the half line, mid of the field. Words, I'm sorry that I cannot get them out. And Lucas will get it, though a 2v4 defense against St. Chris will just make it almost impossible for St. Chris to retain it, though. Some St. Chris hanging out back, making sure that is out on Benedictine, hanging back around the midline, making sure that it will not pass. And like a rebound in basketball, they're just going to be constantly sending it back up so that some of the offense can continue to get any shots. Hopefully they'll get one on. I believe there's an 8th grader on this team.
There's 2 8th graders. They're twins. Nick and Jake Parker.
Yep. So you got a variety. You got ranging from some sophomores like Garner and Matthew, Max, down to some of the, and that is intercepted by Benedict, down to some of the 8th graders, the Roberts too. So glad to see a wide variety on the team. And St. Chris will be able to intercept that, though. Benedictine will take it back, kicking it out to the right. Gardner Kaufman there on the defense. Some of that sophomore leadership. Always good on the JV teams to see some of the sophomores stepping up and taking responsibility, leading the charge, but it's also good to see some of the underclassmen step up to take the charge. I know yesterday I saw on the football team during halftime, I walked by the huddle and I saw some of the freshmen taking charge, really pushing the teammates forward, and it worked in the end. So
Got about 30 minutes left on the clock.
St. Chris will get the ball. And if y'all like hearing music, that is some of the wrestlers getting some preseason workouts in. I know basketball has some preseason stuff, wrestling has some preseason stuff. I've seen baseball, and lacrosse has, at least the players are.
The wrestling gym's the only area where we can really effectively film soccer. So
it's great to see, because a lot of these sports, you have some of these players getting their own personal in, or just on an outside team, or just getting together and messing around with some of the friends. I know that baseball, I've seen a couple. Oh, and the keeper slips up, just managing to recover that before the Saints can put one on. But as I was saying, a lot of outside of seeds in training with rec teams, just coaches messing around with their friends. Happens with soccer. I know over the summer that it was working, and as we're seeing now, hopefully it'll pay off. And it's a battle around midline, and Benedictine will pull away. That will be intercepted by St. Chris and will be sent down back down to the Benedictine side of the field. Again, intercepted by Benedictine. It's soccer's back and forth. Unlike football, you're not always stuck in this just small slip of the field. It's back and forth the entire time. So that is Hasty, I believe. And they will get the ball before Benedictine can help him play defense. So Benedictine will get that. And the keeper will get that. Save it. Good to see some defense there. Benedictine really making a push. So Saints are going to have to remain on top of it if they don't want to let it go. And it's still 0-0, so Benedictine really showing a great effort here. That will stay in. Nope, that will be out on Benedictine. That was right on the line. It's hard for even some of the more skilled players in either of these teams when it's right on the line to not step over the net. Was headed out there by Benedictine. And that will stay in and be kicked out by Benedictine. I believe that'll be a corner kick. I think we'll have Max Mumford take it. He's done well so far this season, so we're about 14 minutes in. We've seen quite a bit of Saints offense, though we've also seen here and there some great Benedictine plays. Oh, and that is barely missed by number 7. I believe that is Haney, the sophomore. Looks a little upset with himself there, but there's only so much you can do there. Great effort.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not talking much. I'm on the camera too, so it's a little hard.
Yeah.
Being able to focus on the game and getting that good footage in for us.
Yeah, we I know a little short right is currently at the varsity game, I believe, taking photos. So SID, it's a few, but we've made it work so far. We've had a couple guest speakers too. I mean, yesterday on JV Football, no, Mac Bagazzi was on it. Jeffrey Mitchell's been on it. Thomas Ferguson's been on it. So it's great to see some of the guys outside of SID come in and help us out. Really appreciate it. Shout out to all the people that have done it so far. Max Mumford will get that.
Because
Keep it there.
we can't keep this program up ourselves.
Yeah.
Got to have other people help us.
And I will give a shout out to everyone on SID. I mean,
Yeah.
right now we got George, Edison, and Winston here with us right now. We right at them right is taking pictures of varsity. I believe Andrew O'Leary currently is out of town. Haney with the throw in here.
See, Benedictine's really been combating this offense and defense right here from St. Chris, pushing the ball in.
And that will be out on St. Chris.
Another out. See, we got the keeper with the throw in.
Number 0 there. I wonder what the BCP stands for on the shirt. I will apologize and warn you that I am not what you would call a soccer expert.
I think it stands for Benedictine College Prep.
Probably. Now that you say that, that makes sense.
Preparatory. Preparatorium.
Is that Hayes?
That was not
Number 7.
Hayes.
Oh,
Ooh, some violence right there.
Haney, wrestler, big wrestler. I know, getting a little aggressive.
Did not want to take that. Ooh.
Yeah, I've
Got
seen
some quite some aggressive players on this team.
Yeah, both. So we've really seen some aggressive defense here on St. Chris. I know Garner Kaufman. I've seen him get aggressive on varsity level. I've seen Cameron do it before. I saw Luke Nolly completely accidentally, and I believe there was no penalty or anything called on the play, but absolutely take out someone just with the momentum. So there is a surprising amount of aggression in soccer. I mean, most people, when they think of fall, and they think of football as being the aggressive sport, but you have a lot of that in soccer too. A lot of athleticism. It's not just speed; it's strength and skill. Lucas going near there. We gotta
Doesn't quite get to the goal.
Ooh.
See right here.
Oh. Just missed by Luke Ryan, number 13. We got a little bit of a student section here from SAC. Shout out to all the SAC members right here. I see Durham and William.
Just barely clipped the corner of that goal.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can get right now. With about 20 minutes left in this first half.
Yeah. Benedictines can get a combination of luck and skill have helped them have seen some good defense from them. St. Chris has probably had the majority of possession, though. Benedictine has not given them a ton of great shots. And it will be across the field. It's back and forth. We see a lot of this back and forth. Soccer is not quite as, I almost say, uniform with how the players are. You can get some of these blobs. You can get players on the outskirts. Ooh, Haney right there with the slide. And the sack session loves that.
Ooh, repossessed by St. Chris. Wait, not for long, though.
Knocked out by St. Chris. Shout out to all the members of SAC right here.
Got some good cheering out here for this JV team. These JV teams don't normally get that much love, but we're certainly getting some today, which is great.
Yeah, it's always great to get, varsity football always has filled the stands, but for soccer and all. And that is saved by Cooper. But the last varsity game versus Trinity, I think, was probably the most student section, the biggest student section, the most electorate student section I've ever seen for a soccer game. We had a bunch of people, and that game was great to watch. I don't know if any of y'all saw it, but that
Kicked out of bounds again.
Fascinating. I believe that is St. Chris ball. Yeah, I think that's St. Chris. Not sure though. Man, they're making that poor goalie walk as far as he can. Almost. Barely, it looks like, making outside the construction of the, I believe it's going to be a pavilion with some restrooms.
Yeah, the community
sessions,
pavilion.
maybe a classroom.
Be some outdoor areas.
Yeah, be nice to see some of this construction.
Finally finish up.
Yeah.
These past few years, we've had a lot of construction on campus.
Yeah.
From the recital hall to this community pavilion, and during COVID, there's lots of works going on.
Yeah, I know the entire lower school has been remodeled. I was in there the other day, last year at the end of the year for one of my brother's things. At the end of the year, and it was just amazing. They've moved all the classrooms, so.
Yeah, everything's moved around and renovated over in the lower school. Big changes.
And that almost is Captain Benedictine trying to keep that in, though that will be out. St. Chris ball, though they will be starting as far back as they can. Benedictine's not going to give them any.
We have a quick update.
Shots.
And that'll be a goal for Benedictine. Got some active crowd out here.
Yeah, Benedictine there showing some support. So.
Sorry about this camera work.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully it's static screen. Now we've had a little bit of work with the audio. It's working. St. Chris Valley's going to have to be working it now. They're down by 1, and despite some of these great shots we've seen, none of them's paid off. And we're going to see some of that, even though they may have had a lot of possessions, that unless St. Chris can mope it down, and Benedictine able to make something out of that, playing aggressive, though St. Chris defense will continue to block it, though. And that was kicked out of bounds by the Saints. We've seen Benedictine ball. It's going to be a interesting game. It's not going to, we've seen this before, but we've seen some close games on JV. I know I've called a couple, or worked them at least. But I believe this is the first time JV's been down at home. And Benedictine sending it a bit of ping pong back and forth here. And the ball's really getting stuck around midline. Well, stuck. It's being returned back to midline. St. Chris getting some offense here. Max Mumford there. And that is intercepted by Benedictine. And trying to get that to up, and St. Chris has it back. Trying to get that pass off. Benedictine's got it. St. Chris has got it. So back and forth. Gardner Kaufman there. St. Chris trying to keep possession here, hoping to make something out of this. Max Mumford, Lucas Gornier, Haney. A lot of passing and a lot of back and forth. St. Chris, though, has managed to keep it on this side. And that will be St. Chris's ball. I believe some sort of physical contact there, overly physical contact. This may give St. Chris a shot. They need it. They can score here. Get it off the rebound.
Seems like the scoreboard hasn't been updated yet, so I'm not sure if that goal counted.
I'm pretty sure. I think it did, but.
Seems like we have about 15 minutes left on the clock for this first half. Oh, sorry about that.
Max Mumford will be taking it here, and it is just over. That is fortunate. Good effort there by Max Mumford. I believe that is a goalie kick.
It was. Let's see. Kicker throw-in. It appears we have a kick in. Kicked over. St. Chris possession now.
A lot of this back and forth here at midline. We've seen this before. Luke Ryan, I haven't seen a ton of him this season. May just have been the way it worked out. I believe he was out for most of the games that I was doing. Or I may have just completely not seen him, but either way, it's good to see him out. Showing some leadership there by him. And that will be on Benedictine side of this. Stuck on. Trinity has scored in the varsity game. Again, that is going to be a very interesting game. St. Chris right now, they beat them last time 2-1 with the last 4-minute goal there. So St. Chris is really going to have to work in that game as well as this game. Both soccer teams right now down by 1, but none of these guys are really going to quit. We're going to see these games put out to the end. And that is a offsides. I believe that happens. I believe that an offsides is called when you pass it past the last defender. Or something of that sort. And that is sent back to the Benedictine keeper. And the Saints just tied the varsity game. Again, that's an interesting game. Kay Cox there apparently scored the varsity goal. A little aggression here on the JV goal. Luke Ryan there. And that was and that is a goal by St. Chris. That is good by Luke Ryan. That was a 1v4, and he managed to score. Great job by Luke there. It looks like both games are equalized now. We got the point for the guests on the scoreboard. So,
great coincidence right there.
Yeah. Man, this
finally evened out the score with about 12 minutes left in this first half. We'll see what comes next in these next few minutes.
Yep.
Very exciting. JV's getting back on their grind right now. Hopefully can score some more goals in this game. Very
Yep.
exciting. Let's see. Benedictine has the possession right now.
You know, this is, I believe, this week alone we've had several games where St. Chris has been losing or down at the half and have come back to win. Under the JV game yesterday, they were down by 1 on a 2-point conversion.
Kicked out of bounds again.
They managed to win
Let's
that
see.
Benedictine ball.
This will be kicked in again.
I believe. Yep. Number 4 has been putting in a lot of work on down here on defense. So. No. Coach Hudson, head coach of the JV, has really been working with these guys and expects a lot of them. And we'll hopefully see some of that. Max Mumford there. He's going to get the ball. And that is Lucas Gornier. And the goalie manages to stop that. Great save there by the goalie. That was very lucky there for Benedictine. And great move by the goalie. Benedictine strips the ball and they're going to try to push it the other way. St. Chris, though, is not readily going to give up possession. We're seeing, again, some of this battle at midline. A lot of fighting over it, so. Should be interesting. Next week, the athletic schedule might be interesting since it is a 4-day week with PSATs for all the underclassmen for 9s, 10s, and 11s. So, here, let me look. So,
Kicked out again.
the upcoming sporting events for St. Chris tomorrow, there's a cross-country varsity and a varsity football. Let me see how I'm going to expand it. So I talk to myself all the time. So then next week, JV will be playing at Trinity and varsity will be playing Benedictine, swapping positions. Should be good. We also will have a 7th grade football game, middle school cross country on Wednesday. It's Bulldog soccer game on Wednesday, Bulldog football game on Wednesday. Thursday this will be a 7th grade soccer game, a JV football game, and on Friday this is varsity soccer game, a JV soccer game. That side is cross country for both upper school, middle school, mountain biking at Woodbury, I believe, at the same time that football is there. So maybe we'll be able to get a little love from the fans up there if we have them. I do not believe we'll be streaming that since Woodbury also has a very good setup up there. So if you're looking for the Woodbury varsity football game, that will be
Tune into their network up there.
We will try to, before it is over, I will try to get the details for where to find that. Lucas Gornier, that one looked a little painful. Took it right in the face.
Benedictine's been pretty aggressive on the ball today.
Yeah, they're really pushing this team as much as they can. We've seen JV do a lot of scoring and a lot of great moves, and it's Lucas Gornier just going over the thing. A lot of great plays, and the fact that Benedictine has been able to limit that and keep the game tied is, I think, also shows tribute to their team and their.
We only have about 7 minutes left on the clock today.
This should
for
be
the
interesting.
first half.
St. Chris and Benedictine had, I would say, a growing rivalry in football, basketball, somewhere in lacrosse, baseball, soccer. Really, in several sports, we've had more of a rivalry with them in the last couple of years, so should be interesting. I think that is number 3, Hayes. I should know his name. He sings in Glee Club with me, which I think also on that point, it's also,
Yeah, Hayes Carruthers is his name.
yep, Hayes, okay.
Great talent. He's very talented.
Yep. Important to note, several of these guys may be great soccer players, but they're also academically, I know we should see some attest to this. Ooh, and a risky play there. Almost
Yeah, very risky.
Cooper getting lucky there and getting back in goal in time. I believe his shin guard fell out. But as I was saying, we got some academic and extracurricular stuff here too. Lucas Gournier, I believe, is a bow tie.
He is a bow tie.
St. Chris Acapella Group, which making that as a freshman, making it at all is pretty impressive. But as a freshman too,
very hard to do.
Yep. I know, great, and that is kicked over by Luke Ryan and headed by Haney. Gets stopped there by the Benedictine goalkeeper. We've just crossed the 6 minutes left mark. St. Chris hoping to maybe get another point on the board, get them a little more margin of error before the half ends, though. Not sure if they'll be able to do that. Gardner Kaufman there to Haney. Lucas Benedictine will be getting that. Lucas fighting for it, and that will be knocked out by Benedictine. And that's going to go right near the light post. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck. Looks like there's a little bit of an issue getting it. Yeah, it got in there with the light post.
Wow.
Shout out to the parent, the soccer fan that got that out for us. Knocked out by Benedictine again. Saints football. That would have been a couple of yard gain there. Max hoping to get to Lucas, though. And that is kicked.
Give me the shield for that. The shield.
Gardner Kaufman there. You got a little bit of a mob over here on this side of the field. And Benedictine will end up receiving that pass to the St. Chris will soon to get it back. Max Mumpet, he's really been shown some leadership on this team. His brother's on Bossy. His brother also has shown some great leadership. So I believe next year we'll have a Mumpet on the varsity team again. So real good to them. And that is intercepted by Benedictine. Pretty good move there, though. St. Chris is going to... Benedictine's going to knock that out. Pressure from St. Chris there. We've crossed the 4 minutes left mark. St. Chris hoping to make something out of this. We got this fight at midline. So, Lucas. Is that St. Chris's ball? I believe it is. Shielding us, I believe. Or not quite sure.
Got some commotion out on the field right now.
Max will kick that. Max is, I believe, taking most of the kicks and the corner kicks.
Kicked back in by Max.
And kicked into the pit with some headers, and that is
stopped
out.
by the keeper.
Out of bounds. Keeper was number 4. We'll take it again. and kept in there, in bounds there. Managed to kick it out before Benedictine players could get there. Oh,
So
just
you're
over
trying to run
2
it
minutes
in.
Yeah,
Run that ball in.
Matthew Noble there. He's also a sophomore who's done a lot of things.
Ooh.
And Max is going to get a little much effort on that. He's going to make that
Yeah,
poor.
that's kicked out a lot right there.
Yeah, and they're
We
going to
can
be
see we have
kicking.
less than 2 minutes on the clock
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
Sorry. Less
Matthew
than
Noble
2 minutes
will
left
be
on the clock.
giving that to them a little show of sportsmanship. Also, probably good for the goalie that he doesn't have to go find that.
Yeah.
Max has a strong leg. St. Chris will intercept that. The Benedictine will shortly get that back. I believe that will be a Benedictine ball. St. Chris getting a little aggressive there. And it appears that the clock has stopped running. I believe that means we're
Yeah.
going into stoppage time. So probably roughly 2 minutes left. That is out on Benedictine St. Chris's ball.
Sorry about that. We got some music playing in this wrestling gym. Not sure what it quite is.
We're
But this is
getting
the really only good vantage point for soccer, so
yeah.
we kind of had to make use with what we can.
Maybe with some of the light poles, there's been talk of maybe getting a camera view up there, which would be interesting to see for especially some of these varsity soccer games.
Because we'll have some new ball tracking cameras, so we should have a much better and less shaky and spontaneous camera viewing experience.
It's been great. This is my first year doing this, and realize just how much St. Chris has put into highlighting these great guys who've come out here and getting a shot there. No, the next team's gonna get, and that is halftime, folks. 1-1, tied at 1-1. As I believe the varsity game is also still at 1-1. So hopefully St. Chris can go on to pull a win, but I believe they're both facing difficult opponents, and we will be back with you after this.
Thank you.
This is STC TV, the one and only streaming service.
8X bits.
This is STC TV, the one and only streaming service for St. Christopher's athletics. From varsity sports to middle school sports, we've got you covered.
So excited for this team breakfast, guys. Can't wait to eat some pancakes.
Sorry guys, I'm all out of pancakes today.
Sorry, y'all, I just like pancakes.
This is STC TV, the one and only streaming service for St. Christopher's athletics. From varsity sports to middle school sports, we've got you covered.
They rush the corner!
Nash looking to run.
And he hurdles him! And it is deep.
Out.
Saints are state champs. He's got a lot of space. He's wide open. Touchdown, Saints! And that's it! He's hyped!
As always, thank you for tuning in. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the stream.
Man, it's really getting annoying. Like these mountain bikers are using their bikes in the halls to bike to class. Like it's just getting ridiculous at this point.
Robin Eldridge is the best. She is literally everywhere. Like in games, whenever an athlete gets injured, she's right there to help them back on their feet.
Oh! My shoulder! Oh. Thank you, Robin.
You're so welcome, Winston.
Hello, and I think we're going to be starting back up here. For those of you who are just tuning in, it's currently 1-1. Second half, 40 minutes of playing time left. This should be interesting. And this camera is not properly trying to move here. So, as I said, we're going to be back. Right now, we're on the Benedictine side of things. Max Mumford there. Benedictine defense going to block that, though. St. Chris is starting this half up aggressively. Shh. So, back on St. Chris side. Some defense here. Max Mumford there. Max Mumford has shown some great leadership this game, I think. Oh, and sorry about the camera. That we are running low on SID members, though. Hopefully George should be back. He had to run out real quick. Oh, and that is a goal for St. Chris. That will make it 2-1. Benedictine goalkeeper getting a little too aggressive there. We're trying to zoom this in for y'all. Great effort there by St. Chris, knowing exactly what to do there. They didn't even hesitate. So, glad to see that. And welcome back, George. Actually, yeah. So it's 2-1. George
Hello.
will be taking back over camera because he is much better
back.
at it than I am.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. It's harder to judge the soccer halftime when they don't put it on the board. So
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
we were scrambling to get back here. Gardner Kaufman's going to kick it. Benedictine will get that about midline, though it's a battle. St. Chris now has it, and it is going to be cast to Lucas Gornier, but with a 4v1, he didn't have that much of a chance. Then stacked on top of the fact that Benedictine will get the ball, I believe. I'm not exactly sure what that play was. Not think Matthew Noble there playing aggressively. We've seen he's pretty quick, so gonna hopefully see some good stuff from him there. I mean, we just saw there. Hopefully see some more good stuff. Saw some good stuff from him there. And right now we're passing it. Ghana is going to get that out and into the Benedictine area. I mean, soccer is a game of momentum. I know for those of you that have heard me before, I've talked about this, but several of these sports are about momentum. Basketball, soccer. I mean, you got that in football too, some lacrosse. Baseball is one of the few I would say that you don't get as much of a momentum in, but momentum's really important, and who has momentum can lead sometimes to overbalance skill. I mean, we've seen upsets where skill has been outplayed by just hard work and momentum. Benedictine throwing. Hayes Carruthers there trying to save that. Unfortunately, he did not get there in time. Max Mumford there, getting it across the midline. Lucas Gornier running for it there. He's really having to fight for it. It's a 2v2, looks like. And a little bit aggressive there. It looks like a... Is that Haney? He looks like a little knocked up there. That will be Benedictine's ball. 35 minutes left in this half. St. Chris leads 2-1. Great start off to the second half with a quick second goal. And they are not going to let up on Benedictine. Benedictine wants to win this. They are going to have to really work for it because St. Chris, I mean, I've known some of these guys personally, and I just know from watching them that these guys are going to play with it till the end, and they are not going to let a deficit in scoring or a lead in scoring deter how they play whatsoever, which is a great mentality. And it's going to allow them to be successful. It's 35 minutes. Benedictine throw in there. Lucas going near there. We've seen a lot of work from him this game. He is a freshman, and why he may not be as tall as some of these defenders he's facing off against, he has really played, almost outplayed some of them in skill-wise and speed and just knowledge of the game. So it's great to see some of these. Ooh, two shots there by Matthew Noble, one blocked by the goalie, and second block by number 4 there. But St. Chris is not going to make this easy on Benedictine. They're just constantly bombarding their defense. Good save by the goalie there, though. Matthew Noble there with the cross. Benedictine will intercept that, hopefully making it past the midline for the first time this half. And that is an open versus the goalie. Whistle blown. I'm not sure if that was the goal. It went into the goal, but there is a flag. And not flag, a whistle on the play. Not sure if that's going to count them. I don't believe that will count. St. Chris got lucky there. Gardner Kaufman there. I mean, Benedictine is not far from being able to get back in this game. I mean, we've already seen they went up on the Saints. And Saints really had to work to get that goal tied up. So do not expect Benedictine to go out without a fight, I think. So pretty tense game. I mean, one of the more tense games. I mean, this JV team's played well, consistently well against other teams that have played well, but they have managed to build themselves up in some of the past games a little more of a margin of safety. And so that should be interesting. Gardner Kaufman there working on getting that out, and Max Mumford, he is going for it. Benedictine will stop him, but stop momentum. And that looks like it's almost as though St. Chris and Benedictine are passing it back and forth where it's going. Yeah, a little bit of. I've always thought you can learn a lot about people by the music they listen to, and we've got a wide variety of music coming from some of the coaches over here. So
get some
from classic rock to death metal.
Some death metal.
So
yeah.
I mean, whatever gets the job done. Because next season, hopefully, wrestling had a great season last season.
Oh, sorry, I almost dropped the camera.
That would have scary moments on SID. On STC TV, maybe one day we'll post all the things that SID has almost done that could have.
And SID also extends out to St. Chris Athletics page, website,
yeah.
STC
if
TV,
you're ever
Instagram.
looking for articles about
that stuff.
games and they're not out, that's usually because we are going to be covering games and
Or
we
writing.
don't always get them. So we
Writing
do
things.
write stuff. So if you're looking to keep up, if you go to the public website, I believe under athletics, all the articles that have been written by any of us from down to the 7th grade level to the varsity level.
Yeah,
So.
and if it's not on the athletics page, it's on the STC or Today at STC page.
Yep. So, if you're looking for your St. Chris athletics, some places to look. Of course, STC TV. Ooh, and a good block there by Benedictine. St. Chris taking some shots. Man, it's getting a little hard to keep focused on the tangents I'm going on when
Another
St. Chris
block
is
right there.
making it interesting. Yep. So we will be on all those places. Of course, STC TV. We got. Thank y'all, by the way, for almost 1.7 thousand subscribers. So it's good to see that. And we also have a second channel, I believe, just for when we have 2 games going on at once. So, and also, I believe we're working on trying to maybe go back and post some of the old streams. I know we have some of them posted, but I think maybe the Varsity Benedictine one isn't posted. I think that is we've had some YouTube issues, so
Yeah.
maybe we'll be able to get that up. And that look from the angle, at least like that, was pretty good, but that's going in. St. Chris really going to be putting some pressure on Benedictine here. They have been constantly bombarding them with the goals, so shots, I should say. 2 goals, probably 6 or 7 shots, not making it easy. Probably be nice for some of these guys to maybe get a game out this season under the lights. Not sure how much some of the sub-varsity level sports are going to get, but you know, for how hard some of these guys have worked. And that is Benedictine ball throwing. And Benedictine here hoping to make a shot, and that is
Another goal for Benedictine.
No? Is that? Yes. No, I don't think that was a goal.
Did it not count?
It went on the outside.
Oh.
It looked like it, again, it's hard to see, especially from where George is at, but
Very weird camera angle for me.
yeah, the little
Some things just
ever
seem
so
to
slightly long angle.
disappear.
We go back and tell the designers of the building to angle it slightly more, but alas, we have no power over that. That will be a St. Chris ball. They will get to kick that. St. Chris really pushing here. Matthew Noble there. He's been working the outside the whole game. Matthew Noble gets tripped up there by Benedictine. He's on the ground still. He looks to. Oh, and that's almost in. Matthew Noble there's. Looks like he's going to be coming out here, and he is. He's up. That's good. I think he might be coming out here. It's unfortunate. Hoping to maybe see him get a goal off, especially after what he's done. And as I said, I see athletic trainer, I believe, with a Norfolk.
I think they're fine. It's just
Getting. Yeah, Matthew Noble will be going off the field, and
I think Matthew's fine. Hopefully.
yeah,
Seemed like he had a pretty.
that was a pretty about as big as hit or fall as you can get in soccer. So it's nice to see him get out before he can really capitalize on all the work he's put in this game, but hopefully get a chance for some of these other soccer players to get some chance.
Let's hope we keep pushing the ball forward. Keep getting it up there.
So yeah, no, St. Chris playing aggressively. They are not going to give Benedictine any breathing room here, any room for air either, and that will be out on Benedictine St. Chris ball. We've had a great help from parents and
Great crowd today.
siblings. Yeah, helping out here. So, Gardner Kaufman there. So, yeah, but Coach Nickel and Coach Hudson, I know, and that's out, and that's not going to fortunately not hit anyone. That's Benedictine's ball. Have been really pushing some of these guys forward, and going to continue pushing them as they get onto the varsity level with Mr. Wood as their coach, and Ghana keeping there from there. And it is, oh man, we are getting some very difficult. St. Chris having to play defense there. Benedictine looking like they might have something there, but didn't turn out to be anything. We've got an interesting choice of music in the background, a variety from death metal, classic rock, instrumentals.
Some house music.
Oh, and Cooper there, a little bit of a risky play.
That's Connor.
Connor, not Cooper. Hi. I was thinking of Cooper. Connor there, a little bit of risky, but looks like he is not gonna, and that is over the goal. Benedictine's, it's the same. St. Chris isn't gonna make this easy on Benedictine, but Benedictine is gonna make this easy on St. Chris either. With a only 1 point lead, it's gonna be interesting for St. Chris. Are there any updates on the varsity game? Good kick there by Gardner Kaufman. Lucas Gornier, it looks like there. Haney, and that's going to be high. Wouldn't say wide there, but sometimes it's hard for me to get my diction right.
Diction. Let's
We've
see.
been studying.
Haven't heard that word in a long time.
Yeah, it's.
Miss Heaton says that word a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see.
George and I have the same French teacher. So.
Yeah, Miss Heaton. Shout out to Miss Heaton. But let's see. Get this ball kicked in.
And Benedictine will kick that. St. Chris will receive that. And that is goalie.
Got some even more interesting music playing back here.
Pretty good kick there by him. Luke Ryan there.
Got some saxophone beats going on back here.
Man, it's a pretty good day weather-wise to be playing soccer. It's 75, sunny. I mean, we've had some real cold days here right after a real hot spell, so.
Yeah. Big weather fluctuations. That's just Virginia weather for you.
Yep.
But these teams have had to power through that change.
Yeah,
playing from 40 degrees all the way up to like 90s, 100s.
Yeah, I remember last year I think during the JV tryouts, they got like one day that it was almost 100 degrees outside and they had to do it in the field house. So these guys do not rain, shine. I guess you wouldn't really get snow during soccer season.
No. Maybe towards the end.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we have about 20 minutes left on the clock for today's game.
Yeah.
See what we can make up in this time. Hopefully a few more goals. Both sides have been playing great today.
Man.
Great defense, great offense today from both sides.
Yeah.
Exciting game. That's why, because of this low score.
Ooh, and that's a very good save by the Benedictine keeper. We've really. Yep.
The varsity, we just got an update. The varsity score is still 1-1. So hopefully we can make some goals to make up some time.
Maybe it'll be like that last game we played against Trinity, and we will get a goal. I believe it was the last 4 minutes. That was I was doing.
That was a very exciting game. Crazy atmosphere out there.
One of my favorite games to have been part of. I was doing CPU for that, and it was.
Oh yeah.
The student section was electric. We had
great
post-game interviews. So
Great game that day.
yeah. Unfortunately today, I don't think we'll be doing any post-game interviews for y'all.
Yeah, no, we don't have the wireless mics today, so we won't be able to get out on the field
I
for you
know we
guys
got
today.
some of that on the. I believe we got some of that on the JV football game yesterday. I was watching a little bit at the end of the stream, but that's interesting. And I have just realized that there is some sort of algebra on the whiteboard in the wrestling gym. That is something I did not think I'd see.
Oh, that's funny.
I believe that's like
They do have some classes over here.
Yeah. I mean this. I had my 8th grade English class in the director's room. So, St. Chris has, as we said earlier, going through these renovations, has done a good, interesting job of moving classrooms around, and I think a pretty good job. I mean, why they're building a recital hall, the middle school drama classes were in the field house. I remember.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. We had it on the balcony.
Yeah. And that is out on Benedictine and pass going along. That was a pretty nice pass though. So.
Let's see, we're still trying to push in over here. Really should get another. Really be nice to get some more goals in.
Yeah. I think one more goal would probably allow for a little more margin of error. And that is a corner kick, I think. I think it's a combination of lack of soccer skill, lack of good vision, and a lack of seeing what they're doing. But that is a corner kick by Max Mumford there.
It appears we have about 18 minutes left. Sorry about all that noise. There's some buses in the circle backing up.
Buses, construction vehicles, well as the regular carpool. So
Yeah.
St. Chris campus is never dull.
Certainly not.
I remember I think the last soccer game I commentated was a varsity one when we were filming for the Apple TV series Swagger.
They were the Swagger series.
So
it was filmed here at Scott Gym and out in the
Benedictine Gym too.
The Andrew Jackson Bowling Fieldhouse. That's one in there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was also filmed over at the Cadets gym last season. But it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It
was
a
really
big series was filmed
the
here.
amount of artificial light.
Yeah, they did. They had to bring in cranes out here to get lights hoisted up.
Nice. Saints get the ball there. Sorry for those. We should probably be focused a little more on the game. But if anyone watching the stream knows me, then you'll probably know that I love to go on tangents. Connor here with the ball. 17 minutes left. Saints lead 2-1.
And let's see.
Max Mumford.
We have the possession now.
That goes, and that's gonna
really aggressive on this ball today. Should hopefully get another goal in here soon.
Man, it's a back and forth between the goalies here. We've had several of these games where it's just been back and forth. Luke Ryan, is that Haney, I believe.
Almost about 15 minutes left on the clock for today's game.
Yep. Give a shout out to the SAC members here. George, Julie's on camera, doing color.
And then our other members.
And Winston doing CPU.
Our other members are helping out a lot.
Glad to. Great. It's maybe not as athletic team as this JV soccer team, but we are a team nonetheless.
Yeah. Have our ups and downs on this team. Have some issues that have been resolved with the audio and the video.
If you want to go through the amount of things, Max Mumford here with the goal kick.
So many logistics in here. Okay, let's see.
If you want us to continue to go on about SID problems, then feel free. Y'all can I'll pull up the chat if y'all want us to talk about SID or go back Actually, none of y'all.
No, let's stay on the game.
Yeah,
let's see.
let's
Max
do our job.
Max Mumford with the goal kick.
And that is saved.
Barely
Benedictine's
misses.
rushing this. They are not going to be
Sorry about that shakiness right there. Had a little stumble.
A little bit of defense there trying to get rid of the momentum, and that is a boot. Oh, man. Oh, and that ball barely misses going down another light pole. Hole.
Yeah, you can see that pole right over there, barely. Got a really bad angle with this window sash in the way.
So to all, I believe there's 13 of y'all viewing. Thank y'all for tuning in. May not be many of y'all, but we appreciate it nonetheless. I'm sure all these guys out here that have been working hard appreciate it. It's always great to have some school support. I know that sometimes logistically it's hard to show up, but it's great. I know I love it when STC TV last year during exams couldn't come to the semifinals lacrosse for varsity, but streamed it. It was great, and that was going to be wide. Man, Benedictine lasts under 14 minutes now, just under 14 minutes. They are going to be pushing it. They are not going to be giving. And it looks like they're all going to be coming in, and Benedictine's ball looks like corner kick.
I think we're going to have a corner kick right here.
Number 2 will be taking it. Again, we apologize for the lack of a roster, but end of the week's been chaotic, I'm sure, for coaches at Benedictine, for the people at St. Chris. And Luke Ryan is going to get that out of the danger zone, and St. Chris will be getting that, trying to make something out of it, but a 2v1 is not going to end up going well. St. Chris, Benedictine, my bad, will be playing aggressively. That will be out on St. Chris.
Oh, sorry. Tripped on a wire.
We've the setup here in the Scott Gym, it was interesting, but and then we're getting a little. I've seen several bits of aggression so far. Working on this, so St. Chris's ball. That looks like number 19 Gardner Kaufman will be taking it.
Sounds like some even more interesting music's playing. Some didgeridoo. Oh, never mind.
Music on the shore. George Truly's here. Saved by the Benedictine goalkeeper. I think that was a shot by Lucas Gournier. So. And St. Chris will get that ball. They are going to be pushing Benedictine on offense here. We've gone, except the exception being the first minute or so of the second half, we've gone the entire thing without a goal.
Yeah.
So it's been a battle. That will be a St. Chris ball.
I don't know if you guys can hear me still. I said some stuff. You can go through. I apologize. We're going to have a throw-in from Hayes Carruthers.
Or who's at number 16?
Never mind. Now it's from...
Man, I can't tell from here.
This distance is just so far away.
George has the 20/20 eyesight. My eyesight is not as... Ooh, number 2, they're getting...
Stumble.
A little more aggressive there than maybe required, but I mean, you got to play aggressively if you want to win a game. So that will be Benedictine's ball.
Have 11 minutes on the clock. Just 11 more minutes of this JV game against Benedictine. The current score is St. Christopher Saints 2. Benedictine Cadets 1.
And that will be a St. Chris ball. Not sure what that whistle was on, but St. Chris nonetheless will appreciate it. The Benedictine is soon to get the ball back. They have been playing a very close defense. I mean, at this point, it's going to be hard to do much on offense when both sides, it's like going to be a 2v4, a 2v5, or a 3v5. He can't. I mean, even with some of these good players on both teams, I've seen some pretty good players on both teams. When just outmanned, it's hard to do much. Now we have some players on varsity that might be able to do something on that on JV, but so again, recent varsity playing with guys down skill level. Varsity has gone undefeated this season. I like to, soccer has. I'd like to shout that out. JV soccer, I believe, is only lost one game. And right there, and he's gonna get that by. And ooh, and number 9 there, almost getting a shot off. That might have been a goal for Benedictine, but St. Chris is gonna boot that up the field, trying to get it out of the danger zone. And for those of you who don't know, the danger zone is what I'm going to call the striking range of it. We got a little bit of some students watching as they come out from SAC. And right now, shout out Ben Butterfield supporting a JV soccer team.
Got sounds like some Foo Fighters in the background. In this wrestling workout.
Yeah. It's actually been interesting. It's
strong playing from both sides right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, our monitor just fell, so I'm trying to get. I'm blind on.
Yeah, the sun, the angle, unfortunately. Oh, hold on. And that is a goal for St. Chris. And the last 8 minutes they're going to manage to put one on between the confusion of the goalie.
After a score of 3 for your St. Christopher Saints and 1 for your Benedictine Cadets.
Man, that was a 2v1 or a 2v2, I think, there on the goal. Goalie couldn't do much. He was trying to guard one person when the second. I apologize. I do not know who scored that. I think it might have been.
The glares in our eyes, so it's hard to.
Yeah. And shout out to all these players, whether we know your name or not. Nonetheless, you, especially on the Benedictine, we've had some great plays.
Great playing,
yeah.
Especially on this hot day.
That is a Benedictine ball, I believe. So. And we got I think I see a couple. See, is that Pasco, one of the varsity football players out here? We have now crossed under 7 minutes left this game. Saints lead 3-1. Keeper, and he is going to save that. Great job there, but and St. Chris defense is going to block a close call there by Benedictine. Benedictine is going to go out fighting if they go out. So that should be interesting. And that will be a St. Chris throw-in.
We're locked in. Locked in for the next 6 minutes of this game.
Yep, some subs for both teams. I think fatigue may be beginning to set in. That will be going to Gardner Kaufman, who will get it to Max Mumford, back to Gardner Kaufman. Number 10 there, playing aggressively. He is not going to give St. Chris any room for air. Seeing some Norfolk players go by. We don't have a score there. And St. Chris, 1v1 there going towards the goal, but they're not going to be able to make much out of that. That is Benedictine's ball. They're going to really be going for it, trying to speed it up. It is still, they still have a chance to win this. I mean, we've seen aggressively playing. They're not going to go out without some sort of fight. And that's going to be out on Saints. Unless we put 5 minutes, Benedictine will throw it in.
5 more minutes left on the clock.
And again, I know that a couple of other commentators will know this, but traditionally soccer counts up, but
For some reason, we're counting down.
here at the St. Christopher's, we like to do things different. As well as doing Algebra 1, Algebra 2, then Geometry, we like to keep the scoreboards different as well. St. Chris, though. No complaint there. I actually do think Algebra 1, Algebra 2 Geometry worked better for me. So, shout out St. Christopher's learning community. Whoever's in charge of that, on the administration, the schedule planning. Shout out to that whole department of St. Chris. We're just giving shout out after shout out here to all the people, but you know, it's great. Shout out to the varsity team and Coach Wood.
See, Benedictine still holding on.
Yeah.
They're not giving up.
Luke Ryan. And I think I'll take this moment now to commend all the players on both teams. They've done a great job. Neither of them have given up, no matter whether they're down or up. And Benedictine Ungana can stop that before Benedictine can make anything, and St. Chris actually will get the ball too. That looked like it might have been a play there for Benedictine, but as I was saying, both teams have played really hard, and we really appreciate it. Well, we appreciate it, maybe the wrong word.
We appreciate the work ethic put in by both of these teams today.
Yep. Thank you, George. I Friday before 3-day weekend words are not coming to me as easily as I would like. Pretty good turnout there. I know we've mentioned this a couple times. But
Great turnout over here in, in the stands. Full stands today.
Yep.
Even some viewers out lounging on the grass.
Yeah, yesterday on the JV, some of the sub.
Got some freshmen out there cheering on their freshman counterparts on the JV team.
Yep. I saw a couple students yesterday at the football game cheering on their counterparts. We got some of the younger guys too. It looks like from the lower school over here.
Yeah, looks like we have some lower school fans down there wearing their fall festival T-shirts.
I believe the fall festival T-shirts are sold out, though. But this would be nice. Gardner Kaufman right there. Benedictine was going to get that. And that is going to be passed down. And St. Chris going to kick that just a little.
2 more minutes on the clock. Kicked out of bounds. And for some reason, we have the clock stopping at 2 minutes.
Stoppage time. We've now entered into stoppage time. Connor there. And that is going to go out. St. Chris ball.
So we're at stoppage time now.
Corner kick. Nope, not corner kick. My bad. That is the symbol, not for the corner kick, but the goal kick. I am learning, and hopefully, as we go on down the season, I'll know these games better. Good kick there by Gardner Kaufman. He's going to get to the half midline. Benedictine is going to initially get that from St. Chris, and now we're just going to clash where it's back and forth. I think Benedictine and St. Chris passed it to each other there more than they did their own team. Which, well, I shouldn't say passed. They ended up. And St. Chris hoping to get a shot off. And that is stopped by the goalie, it looks like. Good job by him. And Good kick there by Benedictine, getting it to the midline. We are going to be... What are we doing? And Benedictine is going to get that. St. Chris going to play defense. Luke Ryan there, who scored one of the goals today. I think Lucas Gornier scored another one. And that is it, folks. St. Christopher Saints will win 3-1.
Thank you for coming to today's matchup against the Benedictine Cadets. St. Chris have won 3-1.
I would.
And please enjoy this long weekend.
Yep.
Tune in tomorrow against Fuma, and at 1 o'clock.
That should be a great game.
Tune in for Fuma tomorrow at 1 o'clock and enjoy this long weekend and Indigenous Peoples Day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.